Dr. AUDU, the anointed apostle of God from Nigeria, Africa, sent to the whole world, but particularly here to the great nation of the United States. And I welcome you to our show as you're listening at mymiracletv.org, as well as raisingthedead.org, the two powerful twin websites that are taking the world by storm right now, causing some spiritual revolution in the hearts, in the minds, in the lives of God's people particularly, but also those who are curiously, hungrily looking and seeking for God in sincerity and in truth. And I believe that you've been enjoying our broadcast every day and night, depending on what nation. Out of the 200 nations of the whole world, people are watching in the comfort of their homes, hotel, car, cellular phones, or whatever means of telecommunications that we have today. Social media has helped us revolutionize how communication is done. So we thank God that we're using that positively to blanket the whole world with the good news, the positive good news of Jesus Christ, with great signs, wonders, and miracles, just as Jesus has commanded us in John chapter 14, verses 12 and 13, saying, "Truly, truly, I say unto you, and to every believer, black, white, male, female, young and old, rich or poor, educated or not, that anyone who believes in him, the miracles, stupendous, mind-blowing, heart-shattering miracles that Jesus said, he said, you and I too can do the same, because he's the one operating through us. But more so, he said, even greater miracles, greater works, greater signs shall we do by his power, because he has already gone back to the Father." And I'm so glad as I've been presenting this masterpiece of one of the international best-selling series out of the 18 books. I have one in my hand here titled "The Day That Billions of People Are Raised from the Dead." And I've shared that, from, of course, the Gospel of John chapter 5, from verses 20 all the way to the end of that chapter 5, where Jesus let us know there is a day coming that is in the future. There will be resurrection days coming. If you read the book of Revelation, you will see that many of them, about two or three resurrections that will be taking place. He said there is a day coming, or there is a time coming, there is a season coming in the future, when all the day, billions of people since Adam and Eve all the way to the last person will be raised from the dead. Those who hear his voice. The voice of Jesus is powerful, is percutant, is piercing. In such a way that when he spoke and still speaks today, even demons, Satan and his demons are scared of his voice. So the dead shall hear his voice. And that shows us clearly that many who have been telling us religiously that when somebody dies, that person ceases to exist, or somebody who is dead cannot hear anything, that is just a misleading type of teaching. Dead people can hear the voice of God. If you read the Gospel of Luke chapter 16, the story of Lazarus and the rich man, you can see clearly that after death, people still continue living. Life doesn't cease. It continues. Whether they die as saints or they die as sinners, they keep living. They can hear, they can sense and feel things even the better way compared to when they live in our physical, simple bodies. Amen. So Jesus said, the dead will hear his voice and they shall rise. But he said that not only that day is coming, he's saying now that day has begun. It has already begun. The time Jesus said it 2,000 years ago, and that day that has begun is still operating now. Right now we are in 2014 and all the way to 2000 what? You know what I mean? The future of the church, the future of the believers is full of promises, tremendous blessings. So that day of resurrection is now. And I believe it, and this is why God is using me to put the devil's out of business like this. We don't need to be going about burying everybody that dies. There are some who are supposed to be buried because either their time has come to go, their ministry has come to an end, their mission, purpose has come to a stop, and they're supposed to go. You can have the funeral. But many a times, A lot of the people we, church leaders, pastors and bishops, apostles and prophets, prophetesses and evangelists, we've been sometimes burying wrong people. We bury them wrongly, untimely. Sadly, that our churches have become funeral homes right now. And church leaders have become funeral directors.